The floor melt is a postural reset exercise that's going to help bring some awareness as to where should your posture be on a daily basis. We spend so much time hunched forward over a computer or on our cell phones that we need to take our posture from this point and zip it back up to be where it should be.
The only difference between fitness and you is fitness education. Well, hey y'all, it's Lieutenant Dan.
Hello friends, my name is Dan Gurgic and this is Fit.U, your home for some basic as for kids fitness education. Basic AF fitness education. I'm here to teach you the shit that we should have learned in gym class.
Here at Fit.U.
Level 1 starts with you lying flat on the floor. Your feet are straight. They're close together, but not touching. Your knees are straight. They're close together, but not touching. Your hips are down on the floor. Your low back is down on the floor. Your mid back is down on the floor. Your upper back is down on the floor. Your head is pressing into the floor. Your chin is neutral, so I'm not bringing my chin down and I'm not tucking my chin up. My chin is neutral and my head is pressed back into the floor. From here, you're going to reach your hands up towards the ceiling. Your middle finger is reaching up towards the ceiling. And breathe. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Step 2. From your hands up in this position, take your elbows and drive them down into the floor at a 45-degree angle. 45. So 45-degree angle, your hand is open, thumb is reaching, pinky finger is reaching. This reach in the hand creates good energy. I'm going to take this energy and drive it down into the floor. My shoulder is going to drive down into the floor, and I'm going to keep both shoulders, elbows, head, feet, and entire back down to the floor. This is the tricky part. The second that you get your upper body set, your lower body is going to get screwed up. You have to ask your low back to press down into the floor. That is a core engagement and a core bracing activity. So while driving all of those points into the floor, breathe in through your nose, exhale it out your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. All of those points are pressing, and you're focused on your breathing. This is hard. Level 2. This is where it gets tricky. We're going to take this upper body positioning and we're going to advance it now to external rotation. We spend our days internally rotated at the computer or internally rotated on a cell phone. Our shoulder is always rotated inwardly. The shoulder is rotated inwardly. So we need to take the shoulder position and bring it down and back to glue it into the floor. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from taking our hand open, we're going to grip as if we were gripping a hammer. Your thumb is on the side as if you were gripping a hammer. We're going to take this position of the hand now straight, and we're going to take the hand and bring it back towards the floor and externally rotate the shoulder. So this internal rotation, we're We're going to externally rotate it now, bringing it back towards the floor, and we're going to open up the shoulder joint. This is a very feel-good movement for the shoulder, but it's also very complicated for the low back to understand how the shoulder is supposed to open and the low back is supposed to stay down. Your goal is to externally rotate the hands and bring them down towards the floor, press them into the floor. Press now your elbow into the floor and your shoulder into the floor while pressing your low back into the floor and your head. So the contact points, your head's pressing into the floor, your shoulder blades are pressing into the floor, your elbows pressing into the floor, and your hands are pressing into the floor, while at the same time your entire back is pressing down into the floor, low back, and your feet are engaged and pressing into the floor. Your feet are straight, but they're still not touching. Your knees are straight, but they're still not touching. And you're breathing while holding all of this engagement in through your nose. Exhale it out through your mouth. Calm breaths. Practice breathing in controlled and slow, and exhaling out controlled and slow. Breathing while holding good posture is postural reset. Level 3. So level 3, the advancement is still in the upper body. The lower body is staying the same. The upper body is going to change. So from this position of having the hands in an external rotation, we're going to then reach them back up towards the ceiling. Middle finger reaches up towards the ceiling. Reach, reach, reach. Head presses into the floor. Back's pressing into the floor. Now I'm going to close my hand again, back to that hammer grip, and I'm going to reach my hands back towards the floor and press my hands into the floor. So now my hands are pressing into the floor, my shoulder blades are evenly pressing into the floor, my mid back and my low back are pressing into the floor, and my feet are pressing into the floor with good head engagement back into the floor. This is complex. It's a great stretch for the lat and the shoulder in extension. So when we extend the hand up over the head, we're relaxing the lat where it inserts into the shoulder. So this point right here in the shoulder is all gunked up. So we're going to externally rotate it to ungunk it, and then we're going to bring it up overhead and extend it to ungunk it from below. Your hands now press into the floor. Head presses into the floor, shoulder blades press into the floor, low back presses into the floor, and your feet are pressed into the floor while calmly breathing in through your nose. Exhale it out through your mouth. So now we need to advance the lower body to bring it all together and lock in this postural reset. So with my arms extended straight up in the air, hands pressing into the floor, heads pressing into the floor, shoulder blades are pressing into the floor, your entire back is pressing down into the floor, you're going to lift your legs up to a 90-degree angle at the knee and a 90-degree angle at the ankle. Your knees are up over your hip at 90 degrees. Your shin is out from your knee at 90 degrees, and your ankle is at 90 degrees, so your toes are pressing up and slightly pulling back towards your face. Slightly. With 10% pressure, you're pushing your heel and pulling your toes. Once we found this engagement, we're going to breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Relax that position because it's going to advance more from here. You're going to take your right foot and extend your heel out forwards while pulling your toes back towards your face. So your heel presses out, your toes are slightly pulling back in order to keep your leg at a nice solid engagement. So if my toes over pull back or don't pull back, my leg is not going to be engaged the same. The goal is to engage the leg with using the ankle. So you're pushing your heel and pulling your toes, breathing at the same time. Once you extend that foot out, we're going to pause that. You're going to breathe in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. And then bring that leg back in. Pause. Reset that whole thing. Set your lower back down into the ground again. Your left foot is now going to reach forward. Your heel presses and your toe pulls back. Left foot, pause. Once that's in extension, you're pausing that angle. Left foot straight, right foot's at 90-degree angle. Breathe. You're inhaling through your nose, exhaling it through your mouth. Bring that leg back in. Pause. We're going to switch back and forth from leg to leg, just breathing and pausing on each extension of the leg. That is an engagement, a relaxation, and a reset for the muscle patterns in the leg. This whole thing, folks, is about playing with your breath and your posture and the floor to reset everything so that you feel better immediately. This takes 30 seconds to 90 seconds of practice on a daily basis for you to get good at learning how to engage your head, engage your shoulders, engage your hips, and use them while breathing. Because in life, you are moving through movement patterns, good posture patterns, while breathing all day, every day. The habits that we have on a daily basis are starting to affect us. So we need to do little things like lay on the floor and practice breathing in order for those things around us not to take over our posture so that we don't end up like this at 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or 70 or 80. We don't need to be here for life. You can take the floor and fix your posture immediately, regardless of your age, regardless of the issues that you've had in life. You're going to lay down on the floor and reset your posture while focusing on your breath. This is the Fit.U Floor Melt. Thank you for playing.
Here at Fit.U.